The Chicago Cubs end the season on a high note, sweeping their biggest rival, the St. Louis Cardinals, 3 games to none. And of course, Seiya Suzuki was a big part of the weekend. Well, on today's episode, we talk about can he keep this up and lead it into the postseason, as well as we have all the news, all the updates, everything heading into postseason baseball. That's right, y'all. Regular season is over with. It's time to get down to business. Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, your number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs. Listen, I appreciate each and every last one of you guys for tuning in. If you love this channel, if you love these episodes, please go ahead and hit that like button. If you want the Chicago Cubs to make it all the way to the World Series, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And last but not least, if you're excited that we once again get to fly that W, go ahead and hit that share button. Let somebody else know, hey, Chicago Cubs Central dropped a new episode and it is out for you. Now, listen, of course, as always, you already know what we got to do. And actually, we got to do a double time because I didn't drop a Saturday episode. I was working. But listen, we dropped that W twice, 2 times in a row because the Chicago Cubs went ahead and swept. That's right. Swept the St. Louis Cardinals over the weekend, ending their season on a high note. 92 games, 92 wins, 70 losses. That's right, y'all. 92 times this season we flew the W on this channel. And why? Because every single time the Chicago Cubs win, we fly the W here on Chicago Cubs Central. And listen, Monday's episode is going to be a lot more in-depth. We're going to get ready for the playoffs, talk about what playoff baseball looks like. But for today, I just want to stop and really look at the course of this season. I want to look at the regular season, how the ebb and flows, the highs and the lows, and how the Chicago Cubs manage things. In a season where you lose Justin Steele, in a season where you end up having to trust in a rookie third baseman, in a season where you did not know what to expect from your center fielder on the offensive side, in a season where there were questions going into whether or not your former right fielder and the new right fielder that you just traded for were going to be able to get along with Seiya Suzuki want to be cool with DHing, in a season where you had so many injuries to pitchers. You lost Shota Imanaga for a certain amount of time. You lost Jameson Taillon for a certain amount of time. Obviously, you lost Justin Steele for the whole season. In a season where you did not know what you were going to get from Matthew Boyd. You did not know what you were going to get from Colin Ray. In a season where you did not know where management stood with re-signing Kyle Tucker. In a season where you don't know what's going to happen with Kyle Tucker at the end of the season. In a season where Craig Counsell was literally under the microscope on his second year of he needed to get this team to the postseason. Above all of that, above all the scrutiny, above all of the bad talk, above all of the press coverage, above all of the questions that I and you have had, above all of those things, the Chicago Cubs are in the postseason, y'all. We continue playing baseball past the end of the season. For the first time since 2020, the Chicago Cubs will play postseason baseball. And not a win to get in, an extra game or anything like that. No. Postseason baseball. That's right. The Chicago Cubs play postseason baseball. God, it feels so good to say that. I hope you guys are enjoying it like I did, like I am. I look at this team and I look at what they've accomplished this season. 92 and 70 is nothing to seize at. When you get a 90 win season, that's a really good season. Anything over 90 wins is a really good season. And the Chicago Cubs had months where they went on a heater that propelled them to this, and then they were able to not fully combust at the times where it looked like things were getting slim and bleak for the team. It looked like the Chicago Cubs didn't know what they were doing out there on the field. But yet and still, they figured it out. And here we are, guys. Here we are, headed to the postseason as a club. I'm so excited for this team. So excited for this team. They beat the St. Louis Cardinals on Sunday, 2-0. Javier Assad pitched five and a third inning of 3-hit baseball. No runs scored, a couple of walks, no home runs given up. He finished the seasons on a high note. Seiya Suzuki homered in the game. That again is another high note for this team, which we'll talk about Seiya Suzuki in the next segment. And then, of course, like I said, you hand it over to your bullpen guys, Michael Soroka and Jordan Wicks, and you allow them to do the rest of your work. Jordan Wicks pitched 3 innings in this game. Michael Soroka pitched 2/3 of an inning. And like I said, Jordan Wicks got allowed 3 hits, also got 4 strikeouts. Michael Soroka just got outs, fly outs or ground outs. We'll kind of review what the bullpen should look like, as well as what the batting order should look like, as well as what you're doing defensively for the Chicago Cubs in the postseason, and Craig Counsell's comments on the Chicago Cubs and the postseason and what he's willing to do this postseason in order to get 27 outs. We'll review all of that on Monday's episode, prepping for Tuesday to begin our postseason run. And of course, we have the updates on that. But listen, like I said, a lot of the starters didn't play fully today. A lot of them were subbed out, especially like I said, because you want them to be fresh, be ready to go. Because it's win or go home now. I do want to address the Bush League sourpuss that is Oli Marmol, the manager of the St. Louis Cardinals. Michael Bush was on a heater Saturday in the game and was killing. Hit 2 home runs, hit a triple, hit a double, was 1 hit away from the cycle, just singling. All he had to do was single. He came up to bat and they walked him, intentionally walked him. And a lot of the Cubs fans didn't like it. Oli Marmol says he doesn't care. He's not here for your entertainment. He's here to try to win a ball game. He's not here for your amusement. I think he meant entertainment. He said your amusement. I still think that it's sour grapes. I think it's him whining because his team sucks. Personally, I mean, like I said, the Cardinals have been horrible this season. They were able to tread 500, but between injuries, between no direction, between the young guys not stepping up, and between all of the other issues that the team had, it's very clear that the team is in a rebuild mode. Meanwhile, the Chicago Cubs, Milwaukee Brewers, and even your Cincinnati Reds, who also clinched the playoff spot today, are all in better position than the St. Louis Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Pirates. That's fact. That's fact. And Oli Marmol can hate all he wants to, and he can be upset all he wants to. But the Redbirds got to figure it out, because their fan base is dwindling. People are not interested in going to watch that team lose. This is the emptiest their ballpark has looked in years. So we'll see what happens with that. But the Chicago Cubs, meanwhile, the team that you came to hear about on this channel, is headed to the postseason, baby. And we have good odds on our side to hopefully make some noise in the postseason as a wild card team. And again, this is building blocks. This is building blocks headed to the next level. Now that you know you can win a wild card position, now you need to assess, what can I do to win the division? What can I do to win the Central Division? The Phillies lost, and Milwaukee clinched the number 1 seed in the National League, and will have it throughout the postseason. You got to go play in Milwaukee first. But at the same time, like I said, the Chicago Cubs need to look at that and review everything and say, what do we need to do to start winning division titles? That's what we need. We can't rest on our laurels. And we'll review that once the season is over with. But yeah, like I said, the Chicago Cubs are headed back to the postseason. Could not be happier about it. Could not be happier for what this team accomplished this season. Really, really excited, man. But we're going to talk about a couple of players I'm really excited to see play in the postseason right after these messages. I have been talking ad nauseum, and I still will continue to talk about the product, the brand that has changed my life and can change yours too. What's that product? It's Dubby. It's an all natural energy supplement that you can take on the daily to help you get through those urges, those moments when you want to nap, then when you hit the cliff, or if you had a long night the night before and need to get through another crazy day of the hustle and bustle, the 9 to 5, whatever you got going on, Dubby is your energy drink. That's right. Not to mention, when you buy a container of Dubby, it actually equals out to almost $1 per drink. You can mix it in with whatever you want, whether that be a juice, whether that be a water, whether that be some type of other energy flavored drink, whatever you want, you can mix Dubby with it and it will do the trick for you. Guys, I don't understand what you're waiting on. Dubby takes care of everything for you. All you have to do is go on to the Dubby website and place your order. And at this time, when you do that, all you have to do is put in Cubs Central Pod 2024. That's right, Cubs Central Pod 2024. And you get 10% off on your Dubby order. That's right. Hey, listen, guys, I'm telling you right now, Jitterless Energy. They have all different types of different flavors for you. Dubby has what you need. Be better with Dubby. Seiya Suzuki over the weekend really found his stroke. It started kind of against Thursday against the New York Mets, where he was basically all of the Cubs offense in that game. And it continued against the Cardinals all weekend, even with Sunday him homering again. Seiya Suzuki finishes the season with 32 home runs. And with that 32nd home run this afternoon, Seiya Suzuki now owns the 6th highest single season home run total by a Japanese player in MLB history. Shohei Ohtani owns 5 of those spots. And then Hideki Matsui owns the 6th spot. So Seiya is really right behind them. He had this to say about looking forward to the postseason. He said, I'm really looking forward to it. I can't imagine what postseason games are going to be like at Wrigley, but I'm ready for October baseball. Listen, Seiya Suzuki, y'all, has been on a heater. He has hit more home runs in his last 10 at-bats than he did in his previous 217 at-bats. So literally, Seiya Suzuki right now is trending upward, which is a really good sign for the Chicago Cubs team, because if we're going to have any moniker of success against the Padres, we are going to have to hit the baseball. We're going to have to hit the baseball. We took 2 of 3 against the Padres when they came to Wrigley, 1 in extra innings. I had COVID during that. I remember that. I was sick as a dog. And then we'd only won 1 game in San Diego against them. So listen, the Chicago Cubs have to figure it out. You're going to see a lot of great pitching against the Padres, and it isn't necessarily their starting pitching. It's their bullpen that is demonstrative. Just ridiculously good. So the Chicago Cubs are going to have to figure out how they can attack them. Now we see what Craig Counsell is made of. Now we're going to see what Craig Counsell has in store, because he's going to have to manage his ass off in order for this team to get to the ultimate goal, which is to win a World Series. And you're going to face some really good pitching along the way. You're going to face a really good San Diego team, and then you're going to face a really good Milwaukee team, and you have to deliver. Craig Counsell, you have to deliver, but also Seiya Suzuki, you have to deliver. We're watching. It's time now. Now you're at the show. This is what you signed here for. This is what you came here for. PCA, Michael Bush, Nico Horner, Dansby Swanson, Ian Happ, Kyle Tucker, Carson Kelly, Matt Shaw. Now's the time. Now's the time. Let's see what you got, guys. Let's see what you got. And last but not least, the Chicago Cubs will play baseball starting Tuesday at 2:00 p.m. on ABC is where you can watch the live telecast of the game. Or you can join me right here on Chicago Cubs Central, because I will be streaming every single game on Chicago Cubs Central. Right, that's right, because this is your number 1 spot for all things Chicago Cubs. You don't want to miss it, guys. I'm streaming the whole game, 2:00 p.m. You don't want to miss it. Join me here or on Playback TV, either on Playback TV or here to watch the whole Chicago Cubs baseball game with me, Chicago Cubs Central, right here on YouTube, as well as on Playback TV. Look at Chi-Town Sports Central Network. And like I said, I'll be streaming there as well. So you guys don't want to miss it. Man, we're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be a blast. We're gonna have really a lot of fun streaming those games, and hopefully we're streaming to the Chicago Cub Dubs. That's gonna lead us to play Milwaukee in the Division League Series. So listen, I appreciate you guys so much. Until tomorrow, thank you guys. Go Cubs, go. Peace.
Thank you for watching another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, the #1 spot for all Chicago Cubs content. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more Cubs content.